Hey guys, welcome back. GrimClawz here, and like the thumbnail says, they're back, and I'm so glad to have you guys here with me today as we're going to be reviewing the movie of the summer, Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe. And if you stick around to the end, I'll tell you the three things that are a little bit different than the Beavis and Buttheads you might have fallen in love with back in the 90s. Now with that said, roll the intro.
Welcome back, Claw Club community. It's time for the claws to come out.
Now, I know some people love intros and I know some people hate intros, but I just find it easier than giving the whole regular YouTuber spiel about hitting the like button for the YouTube algorithm, subscribing, hitting the bell, sharing to other platforms, which all really do help the channel. And if you want to help the channel grow, feel free to hit me up on Cash App at $GrimClawz, GrimClawz. And if not, just sit back and enjoy the show. Now, like I said in the beginning part before the intro, if you stick around to the end, I will tell you three little secrets that are a little bit different about these Beavis and Buttheads than the ones you might have grown up and fell in love with back in the 90s. And the plot thickens. If you stick around to the very end, there is a secret to all of this that I will tell you that is going to make you very happy if you're a millennial like me and you love Beavis and Butthead. It's some breaking news that I just found out today, so let's get into it. We're going to start with the official trailer and just review that for the movie. I've watched the movie, so I know a lot about it, but just for those that haven't, let's start with the trailer here.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
I'm not going to talk during this. It's probably going to be loud.
The Earth sucks. Wait a minute. I think the floor is not working.
Classic Beavis and Butthead.
Look at that number up there on the billboard. There's a 2 and then some kind of circle. No, dumbass, not that number. That one. 69. This show sucks. It's like just these fat people standing there. Hey, Cornholio! I need TV for my bunker! Who are you, fart knockers? Amusing, yes. Humorous, yes. Satirical comment on the time. Yes, amusing.
Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe, a new movie streaming June 23rd, exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Beavis, this changes everything.
Alright, now if you guys weren't impressed by that, then you're not true Beavis and Butthead fans, because that is just so nostalgic. But I just love that whole trailer. Just the 69 jokes, him controlling the spaceship and making it go in and out, like he's fucking the other spaceship, and it's just classic Beavis and Butthead stuff. Alright, now so let's get into some of the things that may be a little bit different about this film that might catch you off guard or make you think, well, this is a little bit different than the Beavis and Buttheads I know. Okay, so one of the first things is that I won't really be able to show you because you'd have to compare it to the old Beavis and Butthead. But one of the first little secrets that's different about this Beavis and Butthead iteration or reboot is that it actually uses a different animation studio called Titmouse Studios. And it doesn't use the old Mike Judge animation team from the original series. So if the animations or, you know, like the lines around them and some stuff just doesn't feel natural from the original show or the original movie Beavis and Butthead Do America, then that's absolutely why. So I just wanted to throw that in there. Now, the second difference between this and the first series of movies is that, well, movie rather, is that that movie had an epic score, the music was amazing in it, and this is by no means a Beavis and Butthead Do America Part 2. This is completely separate on its own, and that's actually very important and leads into the third secret, which I'll get to in just a minute. But for this one, they actually used, let's see if I can get the title up here, Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe. Composer wanted a serious score, so he hired a 69-piece orchestra. So you're expecting metal music, you know, this is the score, you know, obviously there's other songs in the movie, but the score is so amazing in this. It's even better than Beavis and Butthead Do America. They use a 69-piece orchestra in this to just grab your attention at the right moments and to really just fulfill scenes with the proper, like, musical ambience. So I'm just gonna play a little bit of this right here.
Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe.
The Earth sucks.
Well, we have 68 players plus the conductor, so 69.
69.
I wonder if they did that on purpose.
It's a big score. It's a lot of pages, and it's very dense music. Probably the most complicated thing I've ever had to complete, because it's just a lot going on in the orchestra.
So the most complicated it's ever done for a Beavis and Butthead movie. Shows you how much effort they put into this. These are classically trained.
That was cool.
Yeah, I met Mike, I think it must have been 1996 when I sent in some music for Beavis and Butthead Do America, and Mike liked it. I know there had been talk at that time of what the score would sound like to a Beavis and Butthead movie, and I presented the idea of a big orchestra of this very serious music.
Yeah, there you go. Louder.
I think you have to play it really serious.
You can just see how the score just captures
I really
the
stay
moment
very removed
perfectly.
from any of the absurdity and just try to play it completely serious. And in this film, I have completely gotten rid of my sense of humor entirely. And the more serious I get, the more it seems to enhance the situations that Beavis and Butthead are in. But that's how I approach it as a composer, just with almost too much seriousness.
So yeah, you can see how in-depth they went into the score for this. And like I said, this isn't the songs, this is just a score. But just from that little scene, which you can go ahead, it's on Variety, I believe, and watch this video for yourself. It's about 3 minutes and 18 seconds long. And it just really shows how much work went into just things, small things that you wouldn't really think about in a Beavis and Butthead music. Now the third thing I want to get to is probably the most important thing for the movie review, but it's not the most important secret. That'll come at the end of the video. So, like I said, the article is titled Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe. Composer wanted a serious score, so he hired a 69-piece orchestra. When director Mike Judge was working on Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe, now streaming on Paramount Plus, it's been out since June 23rd, so if you haven't seen it, I'll just give my review now. I give it 5 out of 5 claws. It is just laugh after laugh after laugh if you're a Beavis and Butthead fan. Anyways, it was only fitting that he called composer Jim Frizzell to work on the score. Judge needed the film's music to reflect the emotional and physical journey the duo would embark on. To accomplish that, Frizzell recorded an epic score with a 69-piece orchestra in Vienna for this hour and a half, hour and 20 minutes, hour and 30-minute animated Beavis and Butthead movie. In the new film, Beavis and Butthead wind up at space camp through creative sentencing from a juvenile court judge in 1998. Mistaking a docking simulator for something else, Beavis and Butthead excel at it and are asked to join the space shuttle mission in a PR move. After ruining the mission, they are left for dead in space and end up going through a black hole and re-emerging in 2022. That's right. Those same characters that you love from 1996, 1998 are coming to 2022. So everything they didn't have back then is in this movie, all the technology and the stuff they've never seen before. And that makes it, such an exciting movie to see them with all this new stuff that they never had back in the 90s, smartphones and wireless internet and just different stuff going on in space, only to discover a very different world and find themselves considered buttholes of interest by the NSA and governor of Texas and a highly intelligent version of themselves from a parallel universe. So that gives you a little bit of a synopsis about the movie, what it's about, a little bit more than the trailer could give. I'll read one more paragraph here. Explained Mike Judge, I think there's a mutual respect there that works. We like each other's work, but also John Frizzell, the composer, has a combination of qualities that's really rare to find. Someone who is a truly great composer with a vast knowledge of that whole world, and then also really funny and understands where all the comedy comes from, and also writes great, memorable, beautiful music. I find myself humming his cues all the time. And honestly, I did too. Like I said, I thought one of the best parts about the movie was the score. Just how great this orchestra captured the moments and just played the right type of music and the right ambience of music at the right scenes to just make it so much more dramatic or so much more funny. And when you think of Beavis and Butthead, you think of heavy metal, or you think of Guar or Danzig, stuff like that, that they used to watch on their TV and talk about the video, whether it sucked or it was good. Of course, if it was Judas Priest, it fucking ruled. AC/DC, anything like that. Guar, even Danzig, I think they liked. I remember a Crowbar would come on there. But yeah, so aside from that music that you think of when you think of Beavis and Butthead, the composed score for this just makes the movie just on an elevated level. So let's get into the third secret before I reveal the big finale. And the third secret is, if you're a big fan of the side characters from the Beavis and Butthead original show and Beavis and Butthead Do America, like Daria, Tom Anderson, Todd, and Mr. Van Driesen, and all the characters around the town they lived in, then you might be a little bit disappointed, because this movie is a standalone movie. As I mentioned earlier, it is not a Beavis and Butthead Do America Part 2. It's nothing like that. None of those side characters are in this movie at all. So like I said, if you're a big lover of Daria or Todd, Mr. Van Driesen, Tom Anderson, all those side characters like that, Stewart, they aren't in this film. But that actually leaves a big opening for them to introduce new characters and new people to interact with. I feel it actually made the movie better, because watching Beavis and Butthead Do America was like watching a really amped up but longer version of one of their cartoons. I mean, it was a great movie. I love it. I own it. I watch it. But this, I felt, even with the different animation team, with the better score, and without the side characters, that it's even better than Beavis and Butthead Do America. It just opened up so many new ways for them to interact with new people and new items, and especially with them coming from the 90s to 2022, new technology, and for them to be able to do a whole bunch of more dumb shit that they weren't able to do back in the 90s. And without bringing those side characters in, which I think was a good move, and introducing new characters, it expands upon the Beavis and Butthead lore or universe. Which brings me to the bonus secret, and if you made it to the end of the video, thank you for watching. I appreciate your support. I'm really glad you made it here, and I love you, CCC, the Claw Club community. But I'll get into the bonus secret as I promised. And this is a doozy. I just found this out today. And here it is. Beavis and Butthead Revival Series gets release date, new trailer. So they are coming back to TV. Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe was so well liked and loved and acclaimed that it revitalized the whole franchise, and they are coming back on Paramount Plus with new episodes of Beavis and Butthead. Now, I don't know if they're going to be like the old episodes, so we're going to read a little bit here, where they sit around and critique some music videos, and then there's 5 to 10 minutes of cartoon, and then there's 2 15-minute cartoons in a half hour, or if they're just going to do half-hour cartoons with some music critiquing in there, or if they're just going to take the music critiquing right out of it because it's not an MTV thing anymore. So, reading this, following the release of Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe, a fresh season of Mike Judge's raunchy buddy comedy will hit Paramount Plus on August 4th. So, that's like 3 weeks away. I can't fucking wait. So, we have a trailer for the new series as well, which we're going to watch, and after that we'll wrap up and end the video. So last month, beloved characters Beavis and Butthead made a glorious return to cinema for Mike Judge's Paramount Plus feature Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe. Now the raunchy BFFs will star in a revival season of Judge's original show, as Consequence points out. The episodic series hits Paramount Plus on August 4th. Today, the streaming site has shared the first trailer for the cartoon, officially titled Mike Judge's Beavis and Butthead. Check it out below. In addition to creating the show, Judge will serve as executive producer alongside Lou Morton, Michael Rottenberg, Chris Pranowski, Shannon Pranowski, Ben Kalina, and Antonio Canabio, sorry if I messed that up, for Titmouse. And Titmouse, like I said, is the new animation team that they're using. So the new episodes will look more like Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe than the original episodes did. Different animation studio, different animation team. Paramount Plus also hosts remastered versions of the original Beavis and Butthead show, which first aired on MTV in 1993, as well as the 1996 movie Beavis and Butthead Do America. So Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe pretty much picks up right where that left off, but like I said, it's its own standalone movie. It stands on its own 2 feet. It is fucking a laugh fest, and they get transported to 2022. Earlier this year, Judge launched an animation company with King of the Hill co-creator Greg Daniels. Judge has promised a King of the Hill revival. I told you this was juicy, guys. Not just a revival of Beavis and Butthead and a new season of Beavis and Butthead streaming, but King of the Hill is coming back too. and it is reportedly working on another animated comedy series for HBO Max with Daniels and Sacha Baron Cohen. So that's 3 Mike Judge animated shows that are coming back. We got Beavis and Butthead, we got King of the Hill, and we got a brand new one that we've never even seen before. So let's rewind this here and put it into full screen mode. Okay, for some reason it won't let me put it into full screen mode. But here it is, the official trailer for the new streaming series for the new episodes of Beavis and Butthead. That'll be available August 4th on Paramount Plus. I'm going to play it, and I'm just going to try to showcase it as best I can in between everything that I have on the screen here. Let me move this down for you guys out of the way, and I think that should be good.
Now that you've seen them do the universe, it's time for them to do a new series.
What are you doing? Nothing. This is gonna be cool. Ow. Was that your butt or my butt? I don't know. Yeah. No! Fire! Where's the bathroom?
Down the hall to the right. Hey, what are you doing?
I'm Butthead, ass face. Which one of those is your name? And which one is what you're calling me?
Oh, this looks amazing. It actually looks like they're doing full 30-minute cartoons.
Right now. Hold still. I'll get it for you.
But they are on the couch too, so maybe they will be doing some
Gone
music
now?
reviews.
No. Another clue. What do we do with it?
So new, so dumb. So, watch it.
What the hell is going on here? We have a bountiful harvest of produce and crafts. Well, we just came here to break stuff.
Beavis and Butthead are back. All new series streaming August 4th exclusively on Paramount Plus.
It's stupid. Oh, yeah.
So there you go. You've seen the trailer for it now. All the juicy details. If we get down here a little bit, just another picture. Paramount Plus original. We're like streaming or something. Mike Judge's Beavis and Butthead. And there you go. Now, if you notice in the revival of the show, they have all the old side characters. So they're back in their hometown. What I don't know is, which is a good question, and if anybody knows or has found this out, write it down in the comments. Also write down in the comments if you've seen the movie, if you like it, if you didn't like it, and if you didn't like it, what you didn't like about it. If you did like it, what you did like about it. Or just anything you want to write down in the comments about the content. But what I'm wondering is, in Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe, they got transported to 2022, where their smartphones, like they're holding up in this picture. So one of them is holding up a smartphone that's recording themselves. Butthead looks like he's constipated, and Beavis looks like he's done a line of coke. But my question is, if all the side characters are back, like Tom Anderson and Todd and Stuart and Mr. Van Driesen and maybe Daria, who knows, she's a weird one because she moved away and got her own show. If they're back there, then is Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe like a subsequent timeline? You know, because you gotta think, you know, I'm not gonna give any spoilers away of how the movie ends, but you gotta think one of two things just watching my video. If they got transported back to their own time at the end of the movie, which I won't say will or will not have happened, then they wouldn't have this technology. and all of the same people would still be around and they'd be the same age. But if they didn't get transported back to their own time and they just stayed in 2022, which again I'm not saying is what happened or isn't what happened, then yes, these same side characters would be around, but they would be almost 30 years older. And like Tom Anderson would pretty much be dead. Stuart would be a grown-up. Dario would be a full grown-up. Mr. Van Driesen would be in his 50s or 60s. But they would have technology like this. If you have any thoughts about it, again, write it down in the comments. But there you go. So the movie's awesome. If you haven't seen it, it's already up on Paramount Plus. The new series for Beavis and Butthead will be starting streaming on August 4th. And as I mentioned, sometimes Paramount Plus gives a 1-week trial, sometimes a 1-month trial. So get in there and binge your Beavis and Butthead. Also, they're reviving King of the Hill, and they're working on a third animated project for HBO Max. With that said, I hope you guys enjoyed the content. I hope you guys enjoy the movie. I hope you have fun watching it. I hope you have fun watching the new show. I know I'm going to have a blast. I'm going to binge the hell out of it. I'm just going to watch every second of it, probably a couple times. And I can't wait for the King of the Hill revival either. That'll just be so amazing. I don't know how they're going to release the episodes. If anyone knows that, again, write it down in the comments. If they're going to do like a few at a time or put like a whole season up at a time. So, or maybe they release like one episode per week, like a normal like broadcast TV show. So who knows? A lot of questions to be answered, but a lot of good things coming through the pipeline, and I'm excited to be able to share it all with you. And I hope you stuck around and got to see all these secrets, and it was really fun being able to go through it with you. It surprised me when I found out that the show was being revived, so I hope you had fun. And remember, every one of you in the Claw Club community is just another claw on the paw that can swipe through anything life throws at you. So you can get through anything. This community always has your back. Much love. And like I said, if you want to support the channel, subscribe, hit the bell, hit the like button if you like the content, dislike it if you disliked it, share it to other platforms. If you want to help the channel grow, there's Cash App, $GrimClawz. All of that helps the channel grow and become bigger to make better content for you, the community, because we always have your back. Much love. GrimClawz out.